Support WrestleTalk!
Donate on Patreon.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk MechaNews! Hi, I'm Luke Owen. Coming up, we've got the latest on Braun Strowman's return to WWE, a possibly huge NXT call-up, and a shocking update to the James Ellsworth story from a couple of weeks ago. But first, with Braun Strowman out with an injury and Roman Reigns battling leukemia, Raw has lost both of the guys it's been building the show around for the last couple of years. As such, Raw is now being built around Baron Corbin and his merry band of generic heel goons. Someone who felt the wrath of that this week was Finn Balor, who lost to Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre in a handicap match. And Balor has had some fun on Twitter this week about Baron Corbin and his squad by posting parody posters of popular movies, including The Wolf of Wall Street renamed The Goof of Wall Street, superimposing Bobby Lashley and his hype man Lio Rush into the comedy classic Little Man, I'm using the term classic loosely there, and putting Drew and Corbin into actual comedy classic Dumb and Dumber.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Someone who has also felt the wrath of Dumb, Dumber and Dumberer was Elias, who lost to Bobby Lashley after Corbin changed the rules of their match. But it turns out Elias had bigger plans in place just a few months ago. It had been heavily reported that the unexpected announcement of Roman's leukemia threw out a lot of WWE plans. According to several sources, Survivor Series was not going to be based around Raw vs SmackDown this year, as Vince McMahon did not want to book Roman Reigns vs AJ Styles in a champion v champion match. In fact, the original Survivor Series men's 5-on-5 was set to be Team Corbin versus Team Angle, with the winner getting the general manager role on Raw, and several places have claimed the announcement brought forward the Dean Ambrose heel turn. And now WrestleVotes, who have a really good track record of backstage scoops, have reported that the original plan for the heel turn was to see Ambrose cost Seth Rollins the Intercontinental Championship, which he would have lost to a still heel Elias. And with Raw losing its top stars over the last couple of weeks and months, many have noted that it has exposed just how lacking the Red brand is in genuine top stars. Thankfully for them, we're heading into WrestleMania season in January, so speculation on who is getting the main roster call-up from NXT can begin. Although I'm not sure it's going to be good speculation given how poorly WWE have booked the 2018 NXT call-ups. We already know we're getting Lars Sullivan called up to the main roster, we just don't know which brand yet, and Dave Meltzer has revealed another name that could soon be getting a main roster call-up. Meltzer noted on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio that he keeps hearing that former NXT champion Aleister Black is set for the main roster. He doesn't give any details, but it should be noted that Black has been doing main roster house shows for WWE, most notably back in May on their European tour, which is usually a sign that WWE are considering bringing them up from NXT.
Dad, send the man right back in the ring and go for the pin. What a pair of dives by the Rascals. Big time kick. Wentz follows up with a knee. Seidel down. What is this? Wow! Okay, now that I've never seen, and that I like. Rascals win! They hit that on anybody, and it's over. Can we see that one more time?
And that was your Impact Wrestling Slam of the week, which saw the debuting tag team of the Rascals of Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz beating Mike Seidel and Chris Bay in a fun match with some innovative offense. But once again, this was not the episode where Raven returned to Impact Wrestling, which means I spent the entire episode doing this again.
When are they gonna get to the Raven factory?
It was reported a couple of weeks ago that former WWE star and Impact's Bound for Glory cameo James Ellsworth had been accused over allegedly sending nude images of himself to a minor. The Twitter user, who goes by the name Kenzie, posted several tweets about Ellsworth sending her images on Snapchat and claims she's had several other female wrestlers come forward to say they've also felt uncomfortable about Ellsworth's unwanted advances, posting that multiple people have hit me up, including wrestlers, saying how he tries to get with fans and wrestlers 24/7. Aside from a statement from his legal team, Ellsworth has stayed silent on the accusations. However, he's now broken that silence, posting a statement on Twitter saying, "Recently, allegations of misconduct have been lodged against me, which I categorically deny. I never have, nor will I ever engage in any activity that could be deemed as inappropriate or disrespectful. My legal team have uncovered concrete evidence that supports my innocence and proves that without a shadow of a doubt, the social media accounts alleged to be mine are fake, and the messages from the accounts were fraudulently created without my knowledge or consent. Further adding that the allegations were made as a social media stunt devised to end my professional wrestling career. And while Ellsworth has denied all the allegations, Raja are reporting something entirely different. The site reports that Ellsworth's statements are a cover-up to try and salvage what may be left of his pro wrestling career. On the night that this story broke almost 2 weeks ago, Ellsworth contacted someone on the East Coast and offered this person a few $1,000s to find out where the 16-year-old girl lived and to steal her cell phone and destroy it. As per the source, Ellsworth wanted this done so that she would not be able to take any of the evidence on the phone and present it to the police. We reached out to James Ellsworth's now former podcast co-host Dennis Farrell, who also hosts the Wrestling Perspective podcast with Impact Wrestling producer P.T. Williams, who said P.T. Williams and myself sat down to discuss our future with James. Whether the allegations are true or not, we are disappointed he put himself into any kind of situation that could become an issue. Without question, deleting every episode and erasing him from the Wrestling Perspective became a priority. And now it's time for an awkward gear change as we talk about wrestlers you know in films you probably don't know. God, that was awkward. And to celebrate another week without Raven returning to Impact Wrestling, let's look at the man's filmography. In particular, his performance in the 2012 direct-to-DVD movie Death Racers. No, not the Paul W.S. Anderson directed remake of Death Race 2000. This is The Asylum's Death Racers. If you've not heard of The Asylum, they release what they call mockbusters, low-budget versions of Hollywood blockbusters that they release on home entertainment the same week of its bigger budget counterparts' release. Previous attempts to fool grandparents into buying the wrong movie for their grandkids includes Atlantic Rim, Transmorphers, Triassic World, Tomb Invader, and more. They're also the people behind the Sharknado movies and cinematic classics such as Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, Six-Headed Shark Attack, and Titanic 2. But we're here to talk about Death Racers, which also stars rap duo and Fred Durst Dropkick Mrs. Insane Clown Posse. The film sees Raven play a terrorist named Reaper who is going to poison the water supply of America from inside an escape from New York-style prison state. In an effort to stop this, the governor stages a televised death race between 4 groups of criminals with the goal of killing Reaper and getting their freedom. Totally makes sense. Also, one of the groups is called Vaginamite. Creative. Hilariously, Asylum's plan to release Death Racers on the same week as Death Race was scuppered when the bigger budget film was released a month earlier than planned. In any event, Insane Clown Posse's Violent J called the film a terribly shitty movie. Braun Strowman was written off TV the night after Survivor Series following Baron Corbin and his goon squad beating him down, revealing this week on Raw that he was sidelined with an injury. WWE.com still claim his match with Baron Corbin is happening at TLC, despite reports that Braun's elbow surgery could keep him on the shelf until Royal Rumble next year. It's since been reported that WWE do have backup plans in place in case Strowman can't be cleared to wrestle, including a Bray Wyatt return and a possible multi-man match involving Baron Corbin. But now PW Insider have revealed that Braun Strowman is set to return to Raw this coming Monday, and his match with Corbin at TLC is still set to take place. However, PW Insider note that they have not heard if Braun has been cleared to wrestle, so he could just be making an appearance on Raw in an effort to battle the falling ratings. Someone who likely won't be returning to WWE anytime soon is Cody Rhodes, who has been in the news a lot over the last week or so with the teases of All Elite Wrestling, a new promotion spearheaded by the Elite, which is reportedly being funded by the son of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Cody told a meet and greet in Australia to wait for January as an announcement will be made, which he said will be bigger than anyone thinks. The Young Bucks also featured on the Wrestling Perspective podcast this week and said it's going to be an interesting 2019. And while this has got many hardcore wrestling fans excited, one person unlikely to watch their product is JBL, who appeared to go on a Twitter rant against Cody while watching the Dallas Cowboys last night. He posted, "Okay, not wanting a comeback, but I could beat Cody any day in a match just like I could have beaten his daddy. It's simple math." Oh, so now he's also stealing Scott Steiner's gimmick as well, is he? I'd kill Cody. Cody couldn't beat me if he tied me to a tree. Neither could his dad. And thanks to Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret for capturing this since deleted tweet where he said, "Hey dumbass, your dad can't save you now, dipsh." Cody simply responded to all of this by saying, "I'm thinking JBL had a few drinks tonight," retweeting a fan saying old people shouldn't have Twitter. And if you're one of our UK viewers, you'll have the chance to see Cody in person next week when Fight Forever starts its string of dates in Birmingham, Bristol, and my home away from home, Liverpool, as well as London's historic York Hall next Friday. And if you are going to that show, do keep an eye out for myself, Ollie El Fakador, and even Andy Datson, as we'll be there to see grizzled young veterans take on Travis Banks and Flash Morgan Webster, Mark Haskins versus Flip Gordon, Kaylee Ray versus Brandy Rhodes, and more, as well as Papa Shango's after party and a live episode of Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Which major Raw star is heading to SmackDown Live? Click the video on screen right now to find out in Ollie Davis's Super News. I've been Luke Owen, and that was wrestling.